Last week we started our quest to achieve justice for cowplants, as in we really want the ability to name cowplants in The Sims. This is a cause that is very near and dear to my heart, and I just want to thank you all for rallying behind us here on this. We got hashtag justice for cowplants trending on the gallery, which was our goal all along, because we did a shell challenge this week. And instead of having like hashtag Simsie Shell 7 or whatever be the hashtag for the gallery to post them to, we were like, what if we used our power for good? Because the last two trended on the gallery. So what if we took this opportunity to get something really dumb to trend, as in hashtag justice for cowplants, and boy did it work. And not only that, but like the Sim Guru saw us talking about it, it's kind of a meme now, but this is not a joke in my heart, okay? This is important to me. My cowplants deserve names. You can name bikes in The Sims, but not cowplants. These are living, breathing creatures. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm fine. So here's what we did. We took this shell that I built, this ridiculous nightmare shell. It's like a box, the shell of a house. The rules were very simple. I posted this on the gallery. You had to download it and turn it into a real build, but you couldn't change any of my walls. You can make them taller, you can make them smaller, you could put it on a foundation, you could add balconies, but all of these walls had to remain. So you couldn't like get rid of that if you wanted to. No. Do not touch my walls. And so it's kind of fun because I built this box and now we have thousands of entries on the gallery of people that have turned it into completely different things. There were aquariums and restaurants and houses and farms and cowplants. There was literally a person that made it into a dragon. I'm not kidding. I'll show you. This one here I think is the best one by far. I don't usually play favorites or anything, but I was just so impressed by this lilsimsie person. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce their name, but they did an awesome job. They built this cowplant farm. I mean, as you can see, we've got Peaches over here. Oh, I didn't put the mailbox. I mean, Lil Slimey didn't put the mailbox right where it belongs. This is my build. I'm sorry, that was a dumb joke that I just did, but this is what I did. My house, in comparison to what you're about to see, looks terrible. I will link the video I made about my version and the actual shell down below so you can see like how I made the shell and what my thoughts were on it. But today we're going to talk about everybody else and how much better they are than me, because there's nothing like a shell challenge to really show you that like you're not talented at all, you know? So trust me, I see a lot of comments from people that are like, oh my god, you know, I see these shells now and I'm like, wow, I did a terrible job. Even I feel inferior, and I feel like, you know, I make a living doing Sims builds on YouTube. You know, so you'd think that maybe I would know how to do some stuff, but I'm not that creative compared to these people. So let's start feeling bad about ourselves, shall we? The first one I want to show you is actually base game. I have 3 base game builds to show you guys today, and I think that proves, listen, you guys, you don't need a lot of packs to enter this and do it really well. You're gonna be shocked by these people and what they can do with this. It involves a lot of creativity, a lot of talent, and a lot of debug items, so I'll explain how that works in a second, but trust me, you don't need a lot of packs to make a cool build in The Sims. Obviously there are certain styles that like are hard to achieve without a lot of packs. I mean, things like if you want to make a Tudor house, you kind of need to get together to do it well, but you don't need a lot of packs to make something cool. Trust me. I'll have everyone's gallery names, by the way, linked down below. Then you can see them and you know, check them out on the gallery if you're looking for them. I also favorited all these lots, so you can find them that way on the gallery. But let's begin. I mean, look at the fountains. This waterfall they've done with fountains and rocks. I mean, what a genius concept. I would never have looked at that shell and thought like, I'm gonna turn it into this modern, genius, amazing, brilliant thing with just the base game. I mean, when you look at this build, you would never think that this is the same box as what I had done, right? But it is the same shell, they've just rotated it a little bit differently. So let's come inside the house, right? Like when you walk in, they've got this water feature on the inside, which is brilliant. All this stuff looks so cool. You have these giant mirrors and you've got this beautiful L-shaped sofa, and like even the combination of the coffee tables is so smart. It looks so clever. I mean, this whole space, I feel so bad about myself comparing my build to this because they must have spent so much time. I mean, look at this. These are gallery paintings. So this is actually a painting that a sim has made, but you can find these things in the gallery where you'll have a person download custom content and then have their sim paint from reference that painting, that CC, and so you get this like in-game item that's a painting of a real life thing. So that's a painting that looks like a spice rack. Like what a fun idea. I don't know how they did that work and not count a CC on the gallery, but they did it somehow, and I would love to hear how you did that. Please share with me because I want to know. Also, like the raising up of the oven and stuff, this is so smart. I wish that we had ovens like that in The Sims, like if you could get like raised ones, because a lot of times in real life houses you might have like an oven like that and then a separate stove, like just a stove top or something. But all the detail and the clutter is so smart. I mean, even like the coffee bags and stuff, I have literally never seen this bottle before in my life. They must have searched like so far through debug to find that stuff. We have this little office space and the weird triangle room. I have a lot of weird diagonals. This whole build is kind of on a diagonal in my shell, so they've had to work with that somehow, and they did it really well. Upstairs must have been the hardest thing because my staircases, you'll see the house is technically completely on a diagonal upstairs, so the staircase has to be straight because there's some diagonal staircases, but then it looks like a weird diagonal in the upstairs. There's like kind of some weird spots around the staircase that are hard to fill, so I want to apologize to you for that. But they've got like a little laundry section in here, beautiful master bathroom, you know, fancy master bedroom, another bathroom, a greenhouse area, and then 2 kids' rooms over here. I love this idea of putting the little ottomans together in the corner. How fun is that? And then you come into the back. Of course, Peaches makes a return. I don't know if this cowplant's name is actually Peaches, but in my mind, right now, they're all named Peaches. So Peaches is over here hanging out. She's got her own little section. The use of these things as like pathway is so smart. These are also debug things. If you type in bb.show hidden objects and then another level bb.show live edit objects, you can access so many more things. I mean, they're using a bunch of these items, like all these like random little bottles you're seeing, like these bottles here, these stone things, all debug, and your Sims don't actually count them as being objects, so they'll kind of just like walk right over them or wipe through them. This thing's also debug, this plant on the wall. Very useful to have, I'm gonna be honest. But like the giant pool and the hot tub, I never get hot tubs to work in this game. This looks awesome right here. This whole thing, I mean, the bamboo too, I love this build, and it's completely base game. I feel like people have this image in their head that base game builds are like bad or lacking in some way. You would never look at this and think this is a bad build. I mean, nothing about this screams like, oh, you don't have any packs you used. This is incredible. Our next one here is by Michael Maguire. This is also a base game only build. Are you looking at this? He says in the comments here that he had to use Kate Emerald's build to find the columns, the pillars in debug, which I think is kind of funny. I've definitely been there. Trying to find things in debug is really hard. So I trust that he did not steal Kate Emerald's build, although Kate Emerald is also a very talented builder on the gallery. This one, I mean, think about how much time this must have taken. Okay, let's place it. I mean, just loading it in. Legitimately an incredible build in The Sims. So they've had to individually place all of these columns to build out some sort of rounded wall. So behind it, it's just empty. It's just empty flooring and stuff. You can see what the actual floor looks like. It's kind of all rigid and stuff. But they've made this like fake rounded wall. I mean, and the infinity pools and stuff, I cannot believe the level of creativity and like genius involved in this. The amount of time it must have taken. So your Sims walk up, they come up this way, up this big old staircase. There's so many like spots to just relax and hang out. All of these things are debugged, by the way, like fake items. I mean, even these like cases around the plants. These walls up here. This thing is actually a fountain. I mean, they've used so many fun concepts, and look at the cow plant. It's like a full-on shrine. I mean, I like to think this is the Cowplants house. He's the one that lives here. He owns it. The whole thing is his. Like the fun little hot tub, like outdoor kitchen area. These bushes are also debug items. I mean, trust me, you guys, that cheat, it opens like a cursed nightmare of a million items. You literally have to search debug. I mean, look, you search this debug here, and it opens up this menu of like a million things, but most of them aren't named. It just says like debug. So if you want to find like cool fences and stuff, you kind of have to like search through and know where it is. I mean, the amount of time these people must spend doing this. I have so much respect for you. And again, this build is completely base game. So the actual shell itself, you walk in, you've got a living room in the front here. I love how it's furnished. It looks so pretty. Even just putting like the tables behind the couches and stuff is so fun. And the mirrored wall behind the TV. Oh, it's so cool looking. Okay, and then over here's the kitchen. Giant island, huge dining space. This fun like just doorway. It's open to the outside. There's an arch right there, so it looks like it's just open out. Oh, so pretty. So pretty. Upstairs, you've got a few bedrooms. Looks like there's 3. Couple kids' rooms here and stuff. I love this house so much. I cannot get over how much time it must have taken to do the outside. I mean, the wall? Oh my god. All right, I've got one more base game build for you here. This one's by mitchabc. It's called the Oasis House. And yet again, no packs! This is our 3rd base game build. I'm like partially trying to make a point here by being like, look, you don't need packs to make a cool build. But people keep being like, Kayla, you're not gonna see mine because I didn't use any packs. Trust me, you don't need packs to make something cool. Look at mitchabc over here. What? I mean, this is literally just pure genius in so many ways. So they've made this super cool modern looking build. They've wrapped it with shelves So it looks really fancy, and they've put these like little tiny pillars and stuff in. And all the landscaping, I think this is absolutely incredible. The pool looks awesome. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. So you come out back here, in the back they've got a fun outdoor kitchen. Look at the giant counters, by the way. They've like double placed them. And a seating area. They've got over here like a full-on bar. Look at this flooring. Isn't that so fun? They've put these same like debug tiles on top of sand. They have a little like sports court. God, I don't know what sport. I don't know sports very well. So I'm not gonna say the name of the sport because I'm not sure. But this staircase you'll see is fully functional. Underneath it you can see the terrain, but they've like layered and done it in a million different pieces. But that staircase, your Sims will walk right up it. They've just made a very slow sloping terrain. And it really looks cool. When you actually come inside, first of all, I think this kitchen is so fun. Like the super long kitchen. The living room with the layered rugs. I would never think to use these rugs like this. They've made like these on-the-spot rugs all in different patterns. This is just a million different rugs all placed to make this. It's such a fun way to fill a rug in a weird shaped area because this room's like in a corner, you know? And so they tried to fit a rug underneath all the couches, and doing it that way is so smart. Even like this space thing over the dining room table, how fun is that? I have like never used this item ever. This is the perfect kind of house to put it in too, because now it's like fancy, it's like classy, you know? It isn't like some kid's space mobile. It's a fancy dining room chandelier. That costs them many thousands of dollars. That's a custom piece, okay? The rug again upstairs, I'm gonna start using this. I think that's genius. And also the bathroom being kind of open into the room, that's like a really fun, modern looking idea. I'm kind of into it. I think in real life I would hate that, but in The Sims it looks really cool in this sort of style build. I mean, just this whole space is so fun. I'm obsessed. They also had like a little guest house outside. I figured grandma could live here. The idea of this, it looks kind of like a hotel room to me. You know how they have like the bathroom isn't actually closed off, it's just open in here. And the use of this orange tile, I honestly don't even think I knew this swatch existed. And it looks so good in here. Like, I really love this so much. I think they're so clever. This is an awesome build. I keep saying that, but I would never, ever, ever in a million years think to use any of these items this way. I mean, even the shelves that they've wrapped it with, I've seen that before, but I would never, ever think of that myself. Like, I had never even considered trying that. I feel like if I did, it would look stupid if I did it, but when they do it, it's like, this is so cool. Then it's just the base game. Okay, I'm sorry. Amazing. Moving on now to Marmax 92's old watermill house. I think this is one of the beauties of the shell challenge, right? Is you look at this, you would never, ever in a million years think that this is the same house as before, but this is the exact same shell as all the ones we've just looked at. Same box, same starting point, and the differences in the way that people take these things, it's just, I love shell challenges for this reason. And there are a couple people here that we've seen, you know, in past shell tours and stuff. You can't not show off this build. Like, you might recognize some of the gallery names from these, but Marmax, you know, what? And we get to replace my ugly cowplant farm with this one. So, works out well. I'm gonna start crying. I'm so upset. How do you do this? How do you do this? Okay, this build is one of the most beautiful things I have ever seen in my entire life. So let's talk about the outside. Obviously, this bridge is not actually functional, but oh my god, it is! Oh, there's land underneath that. Your Sims are gonna walk across that. Oh my god. That just made me feel so excited. But these are all like custom placed pieces, by the way. This is like different floor pieces, and this is a different wall thingy, whatever that is supposed to be. But they've made this little bridge over this river they've made that goes through the whole place. I don't know how to landscape around these river things. I've tried to make like fake ponds that way in my own builds before. It never looks good. How do you do this? I'm like trying to take notes right now. They also made this whole watermill, by the way, custom by themselves. So unbelievably talented over here. There's bees. The landscaping looks so good. Back in the backyard, they've got like a little seating area. There's a fake dog. Someone's eating a salad. I mean, just the level of detail. We've been putting like seeds down next to the planter boxes. It's so clever. The hay bales and the whole farm, these are all debug items too. I mean, I really am just so impressed. Everything about this looks so cool. And then you actually go inside and look at the furnishing. What? Okay, so the front door takes you into this little hallway. There's a study in here. Someone has just torn apart some papers. They have made it a giant mess. Just the level of detail in this build is unbelievable. We've got a bedroom over here, also kind of messy. The clutter, I think this is so cool. I'm so happy. I love shell challenges. Living room, same thing with all the clutter. Think about how much time it must have taken to furnish this house. I am not this creative. I love this candle underneath the mirror, by the way, on the shelf. That's fun. I'm I'm gonna do that. That I can steal. The river I can never pull off, but that, it's the little things, you guys. We can take that idea and we can run with it. Even the lights hanging down and stuff, like just the kitchen is so detailed. I am obsessed. I can think of all these Sims that might live here, you know? I feel like houses like this really tell a story with their furnishing. They have 2 more bedrooms upstairs, probably for 2 kids that live up here. Look, they even have a little fish bowl. I love this house. This little like nook for the bed. When I was a kid, I would have loved that. If you had like a big room like this and then kind of like a separate little hideaway nook for your bed, I would have felt so cool if I had a thing like that in my room at home growing up. This bed, it looks like they've raised it up kind of like a platform bed, so it won't be functional, but that's okay. And they've put a bunch of items under it, like storage. Same thing. I would have loved that when I was little. That would have been so cool to have. Even the hallway looks so intentional. I don't know, the staircase is really hard in this build, and they've done a great job incorporating it. I love this one so much. This is one of those things, I said it before, but like, you look at this house and you would never, ever in a million years know that it's the same as the ones we just looked at. This next one here I saw on Reddit, and I was looking at it and I was like, wow, that's amazing. And then I was like, hang on. I recognize this build. That's my shell challenge. The same thing happened with like a past build that a-winged-llama made. I think this person is so talented. You guys are probably recognizing their name, but this is a genuinely amazing build. These people put so much time into these things. Look, the description says, normally for lilsimsie shell challenges, I do something ridiculously elaborate, as if this is not ridiculously elaborate. They're like, oh yeah, I toned it down this time. I didn't do anything ridiculous this time. Look at it. Okay, toned down, you say. Honestly, you calling this a blue suburban really puts me to shame, so I'm kind of offended. This is really unfair. I love the entryway. I know it's really annoying to have this entry because of my stupid stairs and diagonal rooms, so you can't have the staircase here where you'd expect it to be, but I love it. I love this. And the little front yard, and like, this is a fake fence, by the way. Look at that. What? I think this is adorable. I would love to play in a house like this. I need to do better with my front yards, I think. I think the idea of making it kind of fenced in, like courtyard in the front, and having a little bit of space for like a basketball court in the front and also stuff in the back is a really fun idea. I'm gonna try doing that more. Now, let's look at these windows quickly. You might notice this is just a regular old generic tall window. And they have individually placed a million shelves so that it looks like a really, really cool, fancy window. Excuse me? You did all of this? And you're like, oh yeah, I toned it down. with these windows? Honestly, this shape of the island is really smart. I've never done anything like that either, which is kind of cool. I like this concept a lot. The little like hung up mugs and stuff, there's a mod that you can get that lets you rotate things like that. Also, these tiles, oh my god, that's a painting. Oh, wait a minute. This is like opening up a whole new world for me. I didn't realize that was a painting when I first saw this. I kind of didn't give it much thought. This is that same thing again where they've used the custom paintings to try and create something special. They download a custom painting off the gallery and they use it to make a fake backsplash. This is genius. This is one of the most clever ideas I've ever seen. You can do that too, by the way. You can just look up on the gallery, like custom paintings, and you can find all kinds of cool stuff like that. These are custom paintings too, it looks like. Also by Fruit Loops 40. And they don't count as CC in your build sometimes. Sometimes they do. Whenever I try, it does count as CC, so maybe I'm lying, but it looks so clever. It's so pretty. And this whole living space, oh, and the cat tree. You had me at cat tree. What? Oh, that's a debug plant they put in a potter. That looks awesome. Oh, I feel so bad about myself. Every time. This person gets me every time. There's a huge bathroom downstairs. Oh, wait, that's fun. They used cabinets, like upper cabinets, as fake counters in the bathroom. Then your Sims won't try and cook there. Maybe you did something with that. That's really smart. And they fit 3 bedrooms upstairs. I did not fit this many bedrooms upstairs. I could not handle it. My upstairs floor plan was bad. Also, you guys, if you didn't know, you can size down the dollhouses and your Sims will still play with them. They work just fine sized down, because usually these things are like enormous. I mean, look at that. It's the size of the bed. But you can size them down and they still function, because your Sims don't actually play like in the dollhouse. They just play in front of it. They'll kind of just like wave the dolls. This is my phone. But they'll kind of just like wave it around in front of the dollhouse. So you can size them down and it still works. Oh, I adore this. You did a great job. Just like always. Every time. Every single time. Honestly, the raised pool is genius too. I might start doing this too. I feel like it's kind of hard sometimes to like plop a pool in the backyard without having like a fancy patio around it and stuff, but like raising it up like this is the kind of thing you find in real life sometimes. That's really fun. I'm taking notes. This is a shell tour first for us. This is Ellieville's Plant Penthouse. I have never toured a penthouse. I'm sure they've been done before. I just haven't seen them myself yet. Anyway, this is amazing. I love the concept. Plus, look at how this looks, and it's on a penthouse in San Myshuno. This person said in the description they thought it'd be easier if they did a modern build. It's never easier to do a modern build. I feel like it always seems like things lend themselves better to modern houses, but it never works out how you want it to. Trust me, I've been there. Okay, so over here we've got like a cow plant, obviously. Peaches in this universe is dead, so F's in the chat, I guess. Also, this being around the pool, I have never considered doing that. That is so fun. That looks amazing. This tree, amazing. The little plants and the hangout spots down here with the towels, that's so pretty. I cannot get over this house. I would love to play on this lot. I mean, you would never think that this is my shell either. I mean, look at the difference. Plus the roofing, this is absolutely genius. I think this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my entire life. I would never be able to pull this off. And I think I'm like pretty okay at roofing in The Sims. This is awesome. Okay, so when you come in, the elevator's over here. So the front door is like technically over this way. Your Sims walk in, they've got an amazing dining space, slice of cake all ready for you here. Who's the Sim? Hannah Tester? You have a Sim name, last name Tester as your playtest Sim. I respect that. I really do. This is so fun. They've like backwards tinted the window. Now this window is from City Living. I never use it because it's blue. I feel like I can never pull it off. But they've done it backwards so it looks like the blue side's inside. So it kind of seems like it's tinted because obviously you get a ton of light in there. Makes sense to tint it, and it's kind of a fun feature now on the inside. Everything about this house is so cool. I love the concept. The staircase is back here. You walk up, takes you in a little hallway. They've got 2 bedrooms upstairs, and boy, okay, you've layered rugs also. I cannot believe that someone pulled off a way to use this rug, and it looks good. Like, I can't believe you made that happen. I'm so impressed. Genuinely so impressed. And this is a roof piece, but they've stuck furniture in there. Your Sims will still go out here. It's like a fake room. Your Sims can still sit here. I don't know if they can sit on this side, but they can definitely sit on this side. Very fun concept to use that space. And it looks awesome from the outside. Plus there's like a basketball court over here. I mean, I think this house is so clever. I really do. I cannot believe it's my weird rocket ship shell. Speaking of ships, this person, George Bradley built a ship stuck at shore. I had a really hard time saying that just then. I think this is so clever. I see a few people did ships this time. It seemed like kind of a common idea because I mentioned that my shell looks like a rocket ship and people were like, oh, rocket ship? How about real ship? And a lot of times people would like bury the shell so it's like half a basement. So the first floor is in the basement and the second floor is upstairs. This one kept the whole shell intact. No, nothing hidden in a basement. I think this is genius. Do you look at this and think, oh wow, that's Simsie's shell? No. Like, what? They've taken these shipwreck things that came with Island Living, and they've taken the front and back pieces, and they've turned the rest of my shell into a ship, and it makes so much sense. Like, look at this. I had this weird pointy bit in my shell, and they've, like, hidden this part of the ship in it. It looks so naturally there. It looks like it was made like this. If you had told me that this person built this ship like on purpose just to look like this, I would believe you. I wouldn't think they like had to try and fit it into working like it was a shell challenge. I would think it's just like a normal ship they built. I would never have imagined it was a weird shell. I mean, the whole outside looks great. There's even like cannons. There's a plank upstairs. They've put down like a bunch of water stains and stuff. I mean, I think this is so fun. Even the rocks, how the ship is like kind of beached here. All right, so when you actually walk up, even these things are placed specially to match the railings there. You walk into the front here, they've got like the quarters for all of the crew. There's all kinds of juice boxes around. You've got the captain's quarters in here, it's much fancier. I think this is great. All the debug things, like even this like machete they've placed down. The kitchen area we've got in here. Someone was like sweeping the deck. Upstairs there's more cannons. You've got like some sort of meeting room sort of thing, like an office space for the captain. You know this kind of room, they exist in pirate ships. I'm not well versed with the terminology here, but you know what I mean. There's like some treasure hidden in here. There's a bathroom, kind of scary looking one. I love the story involved with this build. I thought it was so clever. I mean, it looks like a real pirate ship. It's so fun. I bet this was so fun to build. I can imagine you had a great time doing this. I mean, I'm like obsessed with it. The next one here is by Adalana, maybe? I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. You actually tweeted this at me and I watched your speed build. I thought this was amazing. I couldn't believe it. So I'll link this speed build down below. If anyone else that I'm touring did speed builds, let me know. I'll link yours too. I just haven't seen them. But you can watch this person build this if you want. It's a Japanese family home, and you can just see from the gallery picture, it looks so clever. I mean, can we just take a second, please, and admire this? The level of detailing in the rocks they've placed and the landscaping, I think this is beautiful. And all the roof detail they did. This must have taken you so much time. I mean, this roof itself itself, let's count the pieces, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces, all just a part of this little tiny roof. It's so beautiful. I can't believe how clever you are for this. This is a debug bridge, so your Sims won't actually walk across this. It's fake, but it looks so fun there. The little fish fountains too. Oh, I'm so happy. It's so impressive. You walk up the front here, and the door's on the side. It's like a big sliding glass door. The actual indoors and all the details, I mean, like the centerpiece they put on the dining room table and like these fake columns they made into, I mean, it just must have taken them so long to do this. I have so much respect for you. These are all like individual horizontal slats things that they've like rotated around and made into this like fancy feature. How do you have these ideas? Like, where does this come from? Look at the bathroom. This is so clever in so many ways. I like this spot especially. I don't know why, it just looks very peaceful to me and I'm really into it. Upstairs as well, the floor plan looks so good. It looks so natural and like it was completely on purpose. And obviously you get stuck with this weird box and the weird stair placement and stuff. You would never look at this house and think that like, oh, they had to deal with my weird walls, so they were kind of limited in what they were gonna do. It looks so intentional. Every part of this looks so intentional. I mean, I hate to say it, but like, I think the bathroom's my favorite part. I feel like a lot of times when I'm doing Sims builds, I really ignore the bathrooms. I mean, I literally like cut them out of my speed builds, you know? But people can make some really fun bathrooms. I'm kind of jealous. These lights, the features, oh, it's so fun. Okay. I'm so impressed in so many ways. A lot of people did community lots. I'm just touring one in this video, but trust me, there were so many community lots. I looked at a ton of them on stream last night. This is the Cowplant gym shell. I just think the outside looks so pretty and I love the landscaping. So let's take a look at this. Again, you would never, ever in a million years look at this build and think, oh, that's Simsie's shell. It doesn't look like my shell at all. But it is, look. Okay, so I thought that this part was one of the most clever things I have ever seen. They built up the wall with individual column pieces, and this whole thing is an individual piece as well, and they put landscaping on top of it. What? Like, how did you think of that? And it fits so perfectly too with the whole outside. Everything about this is just so detail oriented and so pretty. Like even the little bike racks they made. Of course, there's a cowplant friend over here. All the statues even look so intentionally placed. I feel like sometimes when I place down things like that, it just seems so out of place. But this looks so laid out and perfect. I'm so jealous of your ability to like envision community lots because I feel like I just can't do it. There's even a pool back here, more fountains and stuff. Look at this window framing the treadmill. It's awesome. Okay. So when you actually first walk up and in, there's some fountains here. You can obviously check in over here, you know, get your membership and stuff. There's like pretty fancy fish pictures. There's a locker room over here. Of course, bathrooms and showers and stuff. This way, you've got all of the gym equipment. You've got even like a vending machine thing, but there's like towels. Even this thing, I always forget this thing exists. This is from Strangerville. And then upstairs, there's like a yoga studio kind of thing and a little eating area. And look at this little spot. What a fun way to incorporate the weird staircase. And look, they took this little teeny ottoman and placed it like it was a pillow on the couch. Genius. I would never have done that. I would never think to do that. And like the little glass roof, the whole roofing in general is absolutely genius, I think. I could never have pulled this off. I don't know how you did it, but I am so impressed. This is a half wall they put up here to kind of break it up a little bit. I love this so much. It's also a hot spot in town, so like all the celebs come and work out here. This membership to this gym is so expensive. I mean, can you imagine? There is now just one last shell that I want to share with you all. I mentioned a dragon earlier. I don't know if you remember, but this one here is by Smartichoke, Brooke with a 69 instead of O's. This is actually one of my Twitch mods that did this, so I don't mean to be playing favorites, but listen, I think you need to see this one, okay? Description says, long ago, the Cowplants made a great sacrifice in order to defeat an evil force. This deplorable creature brought nothing but pain and misery to all. While the demon was a force to be reckoned with on its own, it was cowardly and brought a giant beast along to do the dirty work. The Cowplants knew a secret in order to defeat the dragon: destroy the cake within. I have made a tribute in honor of the moment they went into battle, thus restoring peace to the land. So the Cowplants literally saved the world, and this here is a monument to their sacrifice. It's a dragon. This person made a dragon. I had to show you. Look, what? Look at this little guy. Hi, buddy. And the fact that like they made baseball bats into eyebrows. She used tents to make the arms. This little thing for the dogs, the tunnel, is turned into a tail. Look at this. Look at this guy. He's riding into battle to defeat the stupid gnome. I mean, I really just cannot believe that this is a real thing I'm looking at right now. Then you actually go inside. Of course, the cake is the key to defeating the evil, you know? Look at everyone who died for the cause. I mean, Peaches, Parmesan, Pomegranate, everybody here, they lost their lives trying to protect us. Also, I was looking earlier underneath the head of the dragon, and there's a bunch of food there. And Brooke was like, he was hungry. So he's been eating like baked Alaska and a bunch of cakes and stuff. Like, it's so dumb, but it's so good. Like, look at this weird cowplant circle and their candles. I mean, not to just ignore that part. What is going on here? Some people just had such clever ideas for this, and I think it's so funny how many different directions it was pulled in. Like, we have, you know, water mills and dragons. And to be honest, my shell, it does kind of look like a dragon. I see it, I do. I just want to thank you guys all for playing this with me. I have so much fun with shell challenges. I think that touring them is like the best part in the whole world. Seeing what you all do, it's so much fun. Of course, we'll do more soon. I've done many in the past, so I'll link some of my past tour videos down below if you want to see some of the other ones we've done. And I also want to say, I'm really sorry if I didn't get to see yours. I try to comment on a ton of them on the gallery. I try to see as many as possible. But for example, yesterday I did shell challenge tours on stream, and we had like a point request thing to get them toured yesterday. 900 people redeemed that. So just yesterday, 900 people in my stream redeemed that. And that doesn't count the other like couple thousand that are on the gallery from you guys elsewhere. So, I'm really sorry. I mean, it trended on the gallery. I can't see them all. I know you put a lot of work into it. You did a great job. Thank you so much for playing with us. And hopefully next time I can get to see it. So thank you so much. I love you all. I miss you all. Just a quick little update. I'm about to go take my last exam. Today is my last day of school ever. So, kind of a weird day. I'll see you tomorrow though. I'm glad I saved the best for last, you know, the dragon. It really was, you know, so impressive. Sounds like I'm kidding, but I honestly thought that was hilarious. I love that idea.